Mr. Rick Anderson, Western class of 1973, is your commencement speaker. Rick Anderson is Chief Executive Officer of Moss Adams, LLP, the largest accounting firm headquartered on the West Coast. He started at the firm the Monday after he graduated from Western, and began his career working with clients out of Yakima and Seattle. Mr. Anderson found he enjoyed the variety and challenge of accounting and quickly rose through the ranks, becoming the firm's 31st partner by the age of 29. He now leads a 230-partner firm with offices in 5 states. The recipient of the Lifetime Achievement Award and the Distinguished Alumni Award from Western's Alumni Association and the Distinguished Executive Award from the College of Business and Economics, Mr. Anderson is an influential figure in the accounting industry. In 2010, Mr. Anderson was among Accounting Today magazine's top 100 most influential people. Raised in Adna, a small community outside Chehalis, Mr. Anderson was the first in his family to go to college. He came to Western for its well-regarded accounting program. He now, at Moss Adams, continues to support that program with funds for scholarships, teaching, and research. Moss Adams hires many Western graduates, providing a place for the next generation to launch their careers. Please join me in welcoming your commencement speaker, Mr. Rick Anderson.
Thank you, Dr. Shepard. University trustees, faculty, staff, family, and friends, welcome, but most of all, to you, the graduating students who this is all about, welcome and congratulations on what you've accomplished. Let me say that this is not your first personal accomplishment. It is truly an honor to be here, though, and share this particular accomplishment with you and share a few comments. The fact that you have gotten to this point in your education is a statement about your wisdom, your drive, and your commitment to succeed. And thus, you are undoubtedly facing many more significant accomplishments in the future by following in the footsteps that you have already taken. Almost exactly 39 years ago today, I was sitting where you are. As I look back with the benefit of hindsight, I recognize that I had the good fortune of having received a great education here at Western Washington University. I got great classroom instruction from great professors based on a solid curriculum. And equally importantly, I received sound personal advice about my future career from a number of my professors and career counselors. I trust that each of you has had a similarly positive experience here, and I'm hopeful that your time at Western and the advice that you have received has allowed you to get greater clarity about your future, whether that be to obtain more education, enter the work market now, achieve some personal travel goals, or whatever else it is you may do in the short term. But as I look back on this almost 40 years since I was in the position, it seems like a long time. And the reality is, it is a long time, and it's best evidenced by how much change has occurred. Let me give you a couple examples. When I was here 39 years ago, technology really did not exist. We did not have personal computers. In fact, we had digital nothing. Digital did not exist 39 years ago. The pace of change, you know what's happened in that area. And a second area to talk about that magnifies the change that you'll have to deal with is the concept of globalization. That may be best evidenced by the frequency and ease of international travel today as compared to 40 years ago. It was hardly a commonplace thing to occur. And again, maybe it's best reflected the change that occurs by the fact that Dean Burton indicated to me that one of his near-term goals is to have an international experience for all students who graduate from the business and economics. But for as much as the world has changed in 40 years, in other ways it has changed very little. Today we are mired in conflict in Afghanistan. 39 years ago we were mired in another conflict called Vietnam. Go back 30 years earlier, we were in the middle of World War II. Just as change has impacted our future, all of these conflicts did shape or are shaping our future today. All of them also had current and or continue to have unpopular aspects to them. But the change and the conflict have allowed us to remain a free country and thus helped us provide the many opportunities we all have, whether it be 70, 40 years ago or today. So for the next couple of minutes, let me focus on one word that I just used, and that's opportunity. You may recall I just said that the changes and the conflicts help provide us with the many opportunities we all have, whether it be 70 years ago, 40 years ago, or today. And so as we talk about opportunity, if I ask you to think about that phrase and say, what immediately comes to your mind when I say opportunity, you will probably say something like, if opportunity knocks, open the door. Or opportunity only knocks once. Or opportunities come from knocking on doors until they open. All common phrases, and you can find situations where they in fact occur, and you can find situations they don't. So let me begin my personal comments about opportunity by saying that opportunity is not a given, but rather opportunity is something that is seized upon. And opportunity is not seized upon by everyone, even though it is in fact available to everyone. So what differentiates those who seize opportunities from those that don't? I believe there are a few specific items, and I will touch on them each very quickly. First, I believe that education is a significant opportunity in today's world. You have already taken advantage of attaining significant amount of education, so you have in fact opened that door, and thus you have chosen to surpass many others by seizing that particular opportunity. A second significant differentiator is keeping your eyes wide open for opportunities. Those who ultimately seize opportunities do not wait for them to land in their lap. Rather, they keep their eyes, ears, and minds wide open and intently focused at all times to identify opportunities. In other words, as noted in one of the above quotes, opportunities come from knocking on the doors until they open. In other words, you make it happen. Those who effectively seize opportunities also evaluate the opportunities they see, as all opportunities are not equally good for each of us, i.e., none of us should take on every opportunity. Rather, we need to pursue the most appropriate opportunities for each of us. And so in going back to another quote, be cautious. Opportunity does the knocking for temptation also. Said differently, all of us need to take care to only pursue the right opportunities. Next, most people who consistently seize the best opportunities avoid overanalyzing the opportunities. They realize that if they wait too long, the opportunity could be gone. Another quote helps put this in perspective. Opportunity seldom knocks twice. Well, I do believe and have experienced the fact that you get many more than one opportunity. It may not be the same opportunity that you let pass by. So if the right opportunity does surface, we need to pursue it. And most importantly, I personally believe that those who seize opportunities are action-oriented. They listen, they observe, and they seek opportunity intently. When they see the right opportunity, they go after it. And they do not just do that in a lackadaisical way. Rather, they do so with all of the energy and all of their talents. So let me give you a very simple analogy that an individual I used to work with used with me on a number of occasions. He grew up in a farming and logging community, as I did, and he was very aware of the difference in the value between a cedar log, a fir log, and an alder log. He said that if you live along the river and the rain causes the river to rise, some people recognize an immediate upcoming opportunity. And that opportunity is to snag valuable logs as they go down the river. But simply recognizing that opportunity exists is the beginning point for evaluating each opportunity and being ready. So the person who is focused on seizing the best opportunity will quickly go to the river as the water rises, and they will systematically evaluate every opportunity, every log that goes by. When the defective fir logs and the unvaluable alder logs go by, they let them go. But when the cedar log comes along, they take action. They see it, they recognize its value, and they go after it. But they do so using all of the energy and all of the ability they have. And hopefully, they seize the opportunity and get that cedar log. If for some reason they fail, then they go back to the riverbank and they begin looking for the next cedar log, i.e., they start looking for the next opportunity. The difference between those who seize upon and realize great opportunities and those who do not is a collective result of planning, evaluating, and acting. And please note, those three words, planning, evaluating, and acting, are all action-oriented words. Yes, there are the more passive parts of listening, observing that must occur, but seizing an opportunity requires action. Each of you has accomplished a lot, and you have shown that you can identify and act up opportunities, or you would not be sitting here today. But all of you will in fact see many opportunities in the future, in fact many more than you have seen thus far in your life. I trust that as you look forward into the future, you're going to be committed to seizing the very best opportunities that come your way. That will continue to require you to plan, evaluate, and act, and most importantly, do so with a sense of urgency. But let me also encourage you to think about one other key aspect of capitalizing on opportunities, and that is to seek the advice and wisdom of others. I am 100% confident that each of you here today has received assistance in achieving your past accomplishments. It may have come from those parents introduced earlier, the brothers and sisters and friends introduced earlier. It may have been from the professors, some of whom are here today, or it may have been from the counselors who have helped you map out your future. I know that those kinds of people helped me get where I was 39 years ago, but equally importantly, I want to let you know that those same kinds of people have been there and been a part of my success in the last 39 years as well. So as you seek opportunities, please think about and seek the advice of others. I truly believe that your time at Western Washington University has helped prepare you for seizing upon opportunities. And when you combine your educational experience with your other talents, your desires, and your commitments, I'm confident you will seize the opportunities for the rest of your life. So congratulations to all of you graduates of 2012, and I wish you the very best in your years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson.